Sabine and Uver, and this is what's happening. And we're going to talk today about the relations between East and West. So Uver, you're in the West now. Are you chilling or what?
Ja, nie ein Pony Mayo. Nie ein Pony Mayo.
That's very interesting.
Ja.
And, you know, like, you like what's happening here on the West? Like, is it cool for you or what?
Ja, nie ein Pony Mayo.
Hat keine Meinung. Hat keine Meinung.
Nein, ich kann es gar nicht verstehen.
Yeah,
Kann es gar nicht verstehen.
that's what I like too about the West. It's pretty cooling and chilling and whatnot. So, like, what are your plans now that you're over here instead of being over there?
Meine Pläne willst du wissen, ja?
Ja.
Habe ich das so richtig verstanden? Also meine Pläne sind, weißt ja, wie das so ist, man möchte erstmal eine schnelle Mark machen und dann schön Urlaub.
See, he's
Schön
a
Urlaub.
man.
Erstmal schön Urlaub. Urlaub ist...
He wants to have vacation and earn some money.
Ah, see, that's like the big American dream. Is like everybody, they're always moving and grooving to try and get some money, and they never have enough.
Die Amerikaner, die rennen und rennen nach dem Geld und haben nie genug davon. So ist es das wie in Amerika.
Also so ist das also, ja. Aber was mich mal selber interessieren würde, was machst du eigentlich den ganzen Tag in Amerika? Liegst du da den ganzen Tag irgendwo in der Sonne?
What are you
Lässt
doing the
deinen
whole day here, when
Bauch
you are
braun
in New
bräunen,
York?
hörst du
Basically.
heiße Musik an,
Basically.
schiebst du die dicken McDonalds rein, Big Macs.
Yeah, I love them Big Macs. My favorite though is the McRibs because they got lots of sauce on there, and it's really tasty.
Hast du denn schon irgendwie mal die DDR gesehen? Die ehemalige?
Did you ever,
Das würde mich
have you
sehr mal
ever been in
interessieren.
the East Germany?
Yeah, I was in Berlin.
Du warst in Berlin.
I saw some brothers play at the Neue Welt,
Neue
Living Color. Yeah, it was really good, and I go to East Berlin too, and I checked out all the buildings and whatnot with all these bullet holes and shit.
Mit den ganzen Löchern, mit den Schießlöchern in den Häusern. Das ist ihm aufgefallen, auch vom Krieg her.
Warst du aber vor vielen Jahren da?
It's a long
also
time
schon
since
vor-
you have been in East Berlin.
Yeah, 10 days or so, something like that.
Ja, ich finde, dass ihr Amerikaner, ihr seid mir einfach zu cool für diese Welt.
He says you Americans, you are much too cool for this
We're
world.
the coolest.
Ja.
That's why we run the world. See, we got the best tanks, we got the best planes, we got the best kind of guns, got the best biological weapons, we got space weapons, we got nuclear weapons. You know, we got it all. It's like bad news when people try to mess with us because it's like the potential is there that we get really bent out of shape and we're just like,
So what's gonna happen with the American weapons soon?
what are they gonna do? I think right now that all the boys in the Pentagon, they're so excited to be in Saudi Arabia because they got all their new toys, you know, and they're just itching to use these things. See if they really work like they're supposed to work.
Hast du es verstanden?
Nein.
Die Leute im Pentagon, die sind unheimlich high jetzt, weil sie unheimlich die Möglichkeit haben, in Saudi-Arabien vielleicht mal endlich ihre Sachen auszuprobieren. Die sind unheimlich aufgeregt.
Alles, was sie neu gebastelt haben.
Ja.
Ja, das ist schön. Das ist sehr interessant.
So you
Yeah.
think they don't care?
Well, they care, you know, because it costs money to run a war, so they care about that. And they also care how they look in the big picture, you know, because everybody's eyes now are on the United States now that they're down there making a big noise and a big stink and sending all these boys and women down there. So yeah, they care, but you know, they'll win. If they fight the war, they'll win. But
Sie werden gewinnen, wenn sie den Krieg anfangen.
but it'll cost,
Sie werden ihn
the
gewinnen.
terms and costs will be very high in terms of lives and money. But they don't give a fuck, you know.
Und das amerikanische Volk freut sich schon richtig drauf.
You think the American people would also be happy for this?
Depends. I don't really know. I don't speak for the American people.
So there are also lots of guns carried around in New York City.
Yeah, illegally, sure.
Is it illegal to carry guns?
Yes, on the street, yes, but anyone can own one, but you must leave it at home.
Is it easy to buy it?
Sure. Yeah.
Many people
You just gotta have money, is all.
Yeah.
You know, if you have money, you can buy anything.
So there's not a real law against
Only on the street. See, in the United States, it's written in the Constitution that we as Americans have a right to bear arms, which means that we have the right.
Der Amerikaner hat das Recht, eine Waffe zu tragen. That comes from the Western time.
Wo ist denn deine Waffe?
No, this predates that. Just before. Even.
Ich kann deine Waffe nicht
before.
sehen.
He doesn't see your weapon.
No, that's because I have mine concealed.
What does it mean, concealed?
I have mine hidden.
Er hat seine Waffe versteckt. What do you want to know from him? From what he has done?
What he thinks, what do you think the West is going to give to the East? And what is going to happen there? You know, what is... The influence from the West.
Hello folks, this is Jack Waters, and I'm here at Kunstlerhaus taking you through a show of exhibitions from many different groups that are associated with ABC No Rio, which is a storefront on
Manhattan's Lower East Side in New York City. What you're seeing is an exhibition of works from many groups, including Cheap Art, Sister Serpent, Rehab Video, The Purple Institution, Bullet, The Release Group, and works from the collection of ABC No Rio. Here we are in the Habitat for Humanity at the New York 1939. Here we are again at Kunstlerhaus, inside the famous Hamburg TV tower. You know, that guy Michael was telling me that he made a film. He did this performance at the Empire State Building. A sort of bootleg performance.
Hi, my name is Acierno. I'm the director of ABC No Rio. We're having a big exhibition right at the moment at Kunstlerhaus at Weitzner 10B. And I've been asked to speak about ABC No Rio's relationship to physical space, which is that for its entire existence, in fact, ABC No Rio was born out of issues involving housing and, I guess you'd say, physical space in New York City, which is truly a catastrophe at this moment. There's very little affordable housing. There's many thousands of people living on the street, and it was out of this climate that there was a squat action by a group of artists from Collab, which is an organization, a collective of artists. And right now, since out of that action came ABC No Rio, because the city of New York rented us a really miserable building where we are now housed. And for our entire existence of over 10 years, it's been a constant battle and struggle to maintain a terrible little building in New York City. However, the building is infused with a lot of life and a lot of spirit because many people work in it. But now we are entering a new phase of ABC No Rio because we no longer are allowing our physical situation to suffocate us. No longer are we going to worry about having to find a place to live. And in fact, it's a liberating situation. psychically, physically, emotionally, in every way, to not worry about where you're living. I'm not saying that we're going to let the building collapse or that the city's going to take it back from us, but we're not just going to allow ourselves to stand there and be suffocated by this terrible situation. So one thing that we're doing is the cult exchange, which is what you're watching right now, in which we're going to other spaces, we're letting other spaces come to No Rio, groups, organizations, individuals. Now, necessarily, at this point, it's centered around a few cities, because cities are ports. Artists, thinkers, politically minded people all center in cities, in urban areas. So we're exchanging. This exchange also takes place in terms of information. Information is coming through. This is one of the few times where technology is really working to our advantage, because there's so much information can be transported immediately through a computer. Think what you're watching now.
As long as I know how to live, I know I'll be alive. I got all my life to live. I got all my love to give. I'll survive. I will survive. Hey!
Maybe it's a good time to go to another tape.
Static is a landscape. All sounds are equal. Distortion is only natural. What's that buzzing? The insects are watching. They see 1,000 tiny fragments. They never get the big picture. Did you know that when you're sleeping, the ghosts of 1,000 flies will land on your lips? Just to take. What the fuck is that fly doing on my face? Get that fly off my face! Crash it! Kill it! Smash the little motherfucker! Don't kill the flies. You don't have to kill the flies. Save the flies of the world! Brother and sister insect unite. Fight the swatter. Evolution was everybody's idea. But you know, these group things, they get so complicated. I don't have time. Time has become a very popular hallucination. And it's being injected by the square foot to feed a sense of placement to the lucky few. They call their actions deliberate, and they value self-control, and they lose their minds. I can't help being a fly. I did not choose these chromosomes, but I will remain true to my DNA.
One thing I've thought about is how ads sell off your leisure time. Like, it's not just that the amount of time you spend at your job is compartmentalized and sold to the system. It's also that when you're not working, you know, you're like, you have to like buy the right clothes in order to relax, and you have to buy the right shoes. It's all like completely, you know, nailed down.
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with the whole idea that we were talking about of the passive and active interface, and the whole idea of television, for one thing, television being a controlling force that forces you to sit there and watch it passively, and this is what you're spending your time on. This is a way that time is passing, and that time is sort of junk time. It's like when you eat junk food. It doesn't give any nutritional value, and it's forcing you to continue indulging in wasting time.
So, what do you think, you know, with all this information everywhere that's saturating people's brains and discouraging them from thinking, what are the forms of resistance that you see are possible? What are the ways to get a message across that isn't just part of this overwhelming flow of messages and images that basically deaden us?
Well, I think that a very important idea is breaking down the whole passive idea of passive involvement in a culture. I think that an important way to start breaking this down is to create more activity. I mean, it can be within the system.
I think that
you probably have to use the system in order to change it. But I'm talking about something where people are actively involved, like creating their own cultural activities.
Yes, I can see it.
Instead of just being entertained by what's in front of them.
Right.
They could actively be involved, or even if they are just being entertained. I mean, entertainment's such a sad word, such a dead-end word. Even if they are just watching something, then maybe they can use ideas that they get at that point in something that they are working on.